Hola amigos y bienvenidos nuevamente a este tu canal. Y por un pedido especial, el video de hoy se trata del performance de la señora alcaldesa de aquella época. En el video anterior fue imposible ya que el video se extendería demasiado. Activaré la casilla de traducciones para que ustedes puedan entender de lo que se trata. La popularidad de las habitaciones designadas especialmente para el uso de la señora alcaldesa en el piso superior del ayuntamiento llevó a su remodelación en 1905 en el estilo de un salón de moda parisina. Los periódicos informaron regularmente los eventos patrocinados por la señora alcaldesa, detallando todo, desde las decoraciones florales y acompañamientos musicales a la vestimenta de los invitados y el menú de almuerzo. Con la elección de los primeros alcaldes femeninos de Sydney a principios del siglo XXI, el papel de una señora alcaldesa parecía haber vuelto anacrónico y las habitaciones han llegado a ser popular como un lugar para pequeñas recepciones cívicas organizadas por el señor alcalde. Sin embargo, estas habitaciones no solo son importantes para su función, contienen conjunto de muebles elegidos específicamente para la habitación de la década de 1890, que es importante para sus valores patrimoniales y su uso continuado en las habitaciones que fue adquirido originalmente. Debido a la importancia histórica de las habitaciones de alcaldesa y su mobiliario, incluyendo artículos de la colección del Ayuntamiento de Sydney, estas habitaciones especiales están reservadas para el entretenimiento oficial cívico por el señor alcalde. Estas habitaciones se incluyen en las visitas guiadas organizadas por el Sydney Town Hall, salvo en ocasiones cuando están en uso, y son siempre un punto culminante de jornadas de puerta abierta en el ayuntamiento.
Now, if a lady is to ever remember her place, one needs a constant reminder, you see. And this book does just so. The Mistress, Chapter 1. The housewife, home virtues, hospitality, good temper, dress and fashion, engaging domestics, wages of servants, visiting cards, visiting parties, etc., etc. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. She openeth her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. She looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. Her children arise up and call her blessed, and her husband also, and he praiseth her sometimes. Now, the functions of the mistress of a house resemble those of the general of an army or the manager of great business concern. Her spirit will be seen in the whole establishment. Yes, if she performs her duties well and intelligently, her domestics will usually follow in her path. Among the gifts that nature has bestowed on woman, few rank higher than the capacity for domestic management, for the exercise of this faculty constantly affects the happiness, comfort, and prosperity of the whole family. Well, but a woman should not be less careful in her management or blameless in her life, because the spirit of the age gives her great scope for activity. Well, yes, I certainly have a day of activity ahead, but I do know that no mistress of a house or lady mayoress ever starts their day without a good strong cup of tea first. You see, tea makes everything better. By putting the tea in first, and then stirring as one pours, one can exactly regulate the amount of milk. Whereas one is likely to put in too much milk if one does it the other way around. really does make everything better. You know, there really is a certain charm and grace about the city now. Would you agree? The dignity of top-hatted, cane-carrying merchants, the sweeping charm of handsome middle-class women with their full long skirts, their pinched-in waists, their parasols and picture hats. Oh, we have grown so much, our little colony. But we're not so little anymore, no? Dare I sound braggish, but an occasion at our magnificent town hall rivals that of any London society gathering. And don't you look down your nose at me as though we're nothing more than simple country folk here in the colonies. Oh no, a supper table here is nothing to be laughed at. Yes, we're quite fond of it. Succulent game or pigeon pie, or York ham, or ox tongue, or garnished roast turkey perhaps. No, if I should be honest with you though, I really believe our Sydney populace can be seen best in all its glory on a Saturday evening. You see, the Sydneyites are as fond of a street promenade as a Parisian or Neapolitan, oh yes. And when we add a well-governed and thoroughly well-educated peoples, we shall see a magnificent race here in our city. The future is not without signs of hopeful promise, despite what some may say. Admittedly, even with all the security and solidity that appears on display when one might walk the streets of Sydney, some say the undercurrents of change are running yet. Now, I suspect that this is largely to do with these whispers around town that vastly improved social status of women in our society. Sydney is quite remarkable. We have a number of children and women employed in our shops and in clerical work, yes, and even more extraordinary. The university, after stubborn resistance by many, I'm not sure if you've heard, have granted admissions for women on equal terms with men, and a women's college is being founded. I mean, it's really quite remarkable. It's groundbreaking, in fact. Although I must remember to govern the reins of my enthusiasm, you see. I'm sure you can appreciate that in certain conservative circles of which I'm often a part, this new woman, she is really quite under attack. Yes, in fact, I was only reading in the Herald the other day a rather scathing contribution from a writer in reference to this change of affairs with women. He said, if I recall correctly, she suffers under the blighty air of realism. She has thrown off her wrapped veil of femininity which once enwrapped her like a mist. She is ambitious, restless, selfish, disconnected, and devoid of pure aims. Well, I thought to myself after reading this article, really is one fond of change, you know, particularly for the male species. Physically, we may be weaker, certainly, but morally, our strength is immeasurable. Oh, I'm sorry, I digress. I have a terrible habit. And I really have so much to organize for all of those I'm due to receive this week and in the weeks suitably entertained by my husband, the Lord Mayor, and of course myself, Lady Mayoress of Sydney. Lovely to have you here. Thank you. How welcome. So lovely to see you. Thank you for joining us. Hello, Sir Manning. Lovely to see you. Thank you for joining us. Yes. Oh, Reverend Ron. Town Hall painted such a beautiful and picturesque appearance. In fact, Sir W.P. Manning, who was visiting us from out of town, exclaimed to my husband and I upon his arrival, he said, "What a splendid structure! Well, this is surely then the pride of Sydney. Yes, the theme of everyone's conversation. You'll see the hall has just recently been renovated, and it looks particularly well in tints of cream picked out in gold and blue. Oh, the shades gave off a brilliant but warm glow perfect for this time of year. And I had the hall just exquisitely decorated. You see, the galleries, they were ornamented in a festooning of pale blue and white and intermixed with red. And then the pillars, they were surrounded by palms and then decorated with a gaelic. My husband and I stood just beneath the eastern gallery to welcome all of our guests. How do you? Thank you. Glad to see you. How do you, sir? Thank you for coming. My husband was in his state robes and chains, of course. I, on the other hand, well, I agonized over what might be the appropriate outfit for my first official function as Lady Mayoress. You see, the balance between over and understating in today's fashion is nigh on impossible to judge. Of course, I wouldn't have dared worn a gown already seen at another occasion. Oh no. Despite their exorbitant cost of society, Lady knows that to appear in the same gown and fourth, or even a third dinner would be utterly disastrous for one's ribbon. And my hat, which I had especially made for the occasion, was a black velvet picture hat, trimmed with black feathers and clusters of hollies. Yes, and I also decided to carry with me a beautiful bouquet of pale pink roses, tied together with pale pink ribbon. Mr. W.G. Layton was present, of course, to announce each of our guests as they arrived. Yes, there were refreshments too, which I had served on long tables beneath the southern gallery. And we served mayonnaise of lobster, mayonnaise of chicken, prawn salad, dumpling and olives, almond puddings, which are my husband's favorite, apples, Louisiana, a vast assortment of fruits and seafood, yes, an assortment of beverages. Returned to the table, I turned to my husband and I said, "It is not necessary to fill one's mouth with the utmost capacity each and every time. Dear lady is feasting as though it were the Last Supper. Restraint is a necessary virtue of which I must remind Mrs. White the next visit." And there was music, of course, yes. Mr. de Grove's orchestral band played a lovely, bright selection of music. Of course, being an afternoon affair, dancing was not appropriate for the occasion. But I, for one, am very partial to see the emporium of ladies' fashion on display at such events. But honestly, amongst the throngs, to see the many handsome dresses worn was almost an impossibility. The ladies were either sitting down and listening to music or standing together in their groups, but always the scene was shaking. Yes, it really was a feast for the eyes. Thankfully, though, a reporter from the Herald was there, and he managed to capture in fine detail many of my favorite gowns. Now, let me see, I have not had a chance this morning yet to read. What has he said? The reception at Town Hall, Mrs. Wyatt was in crimson black, and Mrs. W.G. however, on the other hand, well, she was in cream serge, her pelerine cape being edged with fur and worn with a white hat and black feathers. It really was a rather extravagant ensemble. At one point, I turned to Mrs. W.G. Layton and I remarked, "All those feathers and fur, it really is butter upon bacon, isn't it?" And of course, she agreed. Yes. Oh, yes. And amongst others present were also Sir W. Macmillan and Lady Macmillan, Sir W. P. Manning, as I mentioned, and Lady Manning, Alderman T. Hughes and Mr. and Mrs. J. Hughes, Reverend Roger Hughes, and oh, the list goes on and on and on. One does tire after so many greetings and salutations, all maintained with a constant air of charm and grace, and not a moment to stop and take a breath. Of course, a lady knows that when wearing a corset, breathing is really unimportant. It really is an art form, though, a necessary craft and skill that a lady must possess. The sheer focus and determination to remain upright and one can barely place one's glass upon the table before it is time to rise up again in commemorations, celebrations, and salutations. God save the Queen.
Lucy is the bottom.
Thank you, sir. Yes.
Lucy and the Karen more like.
I must say, however, it really is a great advantage for a city when a mayor and mayoress possess the happy faculty of doing the right thing in the right place, in the rare officials and notabilities, of course, will all be present to see how splendidly and artistically these rooms have been decorated, fit to host many a civic and charitable function in the years to come. Yes, I see many hours of pleasant sociability filling these rooms. Card parties that fill the room with 1,000 players, all in aid of establishing a clothing fund for the poor or needy. Of course, luncheons for the church, and afternoon teas to farewell or welcome distinguished guests. Oh, the Duke and Duchess of Gloucester and a used handkerchief. No. Its presentation must contain finesse and precision. Yes? Like so, I'll show you. Now, like so. Just as Mrs. Beaton outlines in her book of Cookery and Household Management. Now, you fold down the center line here, like so. Need to keep the corners as straight as possible. I usually have a ruler, but I don't have one with me this morning. Keep it down. And voila, complete the crown. You see, I will ensure that every last detail is perfect before even the first guest arrives. You know, there really is so much to organize. One can't understand why an entire committee is required. There are decisions to be made on invitations, decorations, menus, floor arrangements, and then, of course, the seating plan. Oh dear, a precarious juggling act, to say the least. I mean, I don't mean to gossip, but it didn't take me long to learn that Lady Stenson and Mrs. Macmillan should never be within arm's reach of one another at the dining table. Oh no. Unless, of course, one is hoping to entertain one's guests with an impromptu display of feminine warfare of the most vulgar degree. Oh, I will not repeat that mistake twice. No. Yes, tending to some of the more finer details can be tedious, but I simply fill with delight the moment I commence the floral arrangements. You see, I just adore flowers. They transform the mundane to majesty in but a moment. Oh, I could spend hours, days on the arrangements alone, and the more opulent the better, I say, as you can see. Oh yes, a room should be filled with greenery, foliage, palms in the library, decorated, gesundheit, decorated with the soft hues of a chrysanthemum, a carnation, or a rose. Sometimes, though, I am partial to a more compelling colour contrast or brilliant hues, yes. And did you know, thank you, bye-bye, thank you for joining me. Did you know that arrangements with fruit in them are also quite spectacular, particularly when you can enlighten your guests. The fruit has come from the same garden as the flowers themselves. Yes, positively charming, and it makes for a wonderful topic of conversation amongst the ladies. I was thinking also, and please do tell me your opinion, of engaging with Mrs. Allens and some of her dance pupils to perform for us on the evening. I thought it might be quite festive and amusing, perhaps. There are a number of young ladies amongst them, however, of whom I'm particularly fond, and I know they have simply been waiting to make their debut into Sydney society, you see. And if I can assist with in a marriage proposal, then so be it. You see, as a married woman who is well established, I have advised many a young lady that marriage is your key to success, and finding a husband should be your utmost priority. I know, though, for many a young fashionable, that the Botanic Garden is where a young lady might find herself, perhaps, yes, seated on a bench, being surrounded and courted by many a young man, hoping in that paradise of passes to arrive speedily at the blessedness of married life. Warily, however, though, I've heard many a young bachelor narrow a compass, perhaps. The demand is great, the supply is small, and Europe is very, very distant. But I tend to disagree, you see. I see it as yet another of my duties to assist with as many suitable unions and marriages as possible. Yes, although I really am beginning to feel quite out of touch. The young ladies of Australia are really quite remarkable in comparison to my youth, yes. At 13 years of age, they have more ribbons and jewels and love interests than any other girl of the same age in the entire universe. And sometimes, I know they're covered in as much gold chain as the Lord Mayor and his state robes, honestly. I do feel quite a responsibility to ensure the continued education of our young ladies in the ways of manners and grace, for what are we as a society without them? Frightful to think about, really, isn't it? Nevertheless, the ball will be a splendid occasion, and I'll provide much dancing and gaiety for all. And if the ladies behave themselves, perhaps I might allow them a sip of a julep or a cat and haze, perhaps, just to bring a little colour to cheeks. Now, I really must get on with organising this menu so that I have something to present to cook and chef with next we meet. Oh, I simply can't decide. Let me see. I was thinking, starting with some oyster shell, perhaps. Maybe order some variety. Oh, really haven't thought much past that. You see, I can never decide if I should serve fillets of fowl and tongue or braised legs of fowl and fillets of tongue. Maybe some chicken aspic game, perhaps. I don't know, I really can't decide. Yes. Before too many others passed through and forever changed the history of the Mayoress rooms at Town Hall. Do you agree? Come, welcome. Lovely to see you. As I said before, tea makes everything better. Don't you agree? Yes. Thank you so much for joining me. Lovely to see you. Please do enjoy the rooms. I must attend to other duties now, but make yourselves comfortable. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Y amigos, espero que este video haya sido de su agrado y nos volveremos a ver próximamente. Se cuidan mucho donde quiera que ustedes estén.